Hello everyone and welcome to another Ultra Servers Minecraft video. Today we will be teaching you how to install plugins on your Minecraft server. There are two ways you can do this. You can either use our one-click plugin installer or download them externally from the Spigot or Bukkit plugin pages. So before we start, I will explain what a plugin actually is. Plugins are often used to change certain aspects of the game, such as adding user rankings or adding different game modes. Plugins do not change the game itself the same way that a mod does. It's just an additive file for the game. So without further ado, let's look at how to add plugins to your server. So the first thing you need to do is make your way to the Ultra Servers inventory and just go ahead and click Manage on the server you would like to edit. Once you're in your server view, you'll need to make sure you're running a server type that is compatible with plugins. So that could be Paper, Moist, Purpur, or Spigot. It is always recommended to take a backup before changing any settings. Then go ahead and toggle delete files and type confirm in the box, then hit the reinstall button. Okay, now that our installation is complete, we can start downloading our plugins. So make your way over to the plugins tab at the end here. And here you will see a front page of a bunch of different plugins. You can also choose to sort them by their downloads, their rating, their likes, their update date, and their release date. But I'm just going to go ahead and search for the plugin I'm looking for, which is Luck Perms. And here we can see Luck Perms is the first plugin to show up, so I'm going to go ahead and click install on that. And in the little info box in the bottom right here, we can see it tells us we will need to restart our server for the plugin to take effect. But before we do that, we can take a look inside the installed tab here to see the plugins we have previously installed from the plugin installer. So here we can see my Luck Perms plugin. And if we go over to the file manager, we will see our plugins folder has been created. And inside this folder we will find our Luck Perms jar. So if we go ahead and start up our server, it will start creating the necessary assets. And make sure to accept the Minecraft EULA. Now that our server is running, we can go ahead and refresh the tab and we will see here that the Luck Perms folder has been created, as well as the rest of the needed world folders. So if we go back to the plugins folder, we can see our Luck Perms folder here, and if we open it, we can see the config.yml and all of the other necessary assets for this plugin. Now let's try adding plugins manually. The main reason for installing plugins manually is to get plugins from Modrint and GitHub or the creators' marketplaces directly. You don't have to download all of your plugins from Spigot. You can for sure use Modrint, which is a very popular plugins site. But for my example, I will be using Spigot's website. First, you'll need to make your way to the spigotmc.org site, and here you will see a lot of Minecraft plugins. Again, you can sort these the same as in our installer, so I'm just going to sort them by rating. And I will just pick the top plugin here as an example, which is called Leveled Mobs. Here we will see information about the plugin on the page, and in the top right you will see the Download Now button. Once you're done reading the information about the plugin, you can go ahead and hit Download Now. And as we can see in the top right downloads section of our browser, the download is done. So we can make our way back over to the Ultra Servers inventory, and before we do anything else, we need to make sure the server is stopped. We cannot be adding plugins when the server is running. So then make your way to the file manager, go into the plugins folder and upload your plugin. Here you can either upload or just drag and drop from the downloads in the top right of your browser. Once the plugin jar has been uploaded into the server, you can go ahead and start up your server to allow the plugin to create. Okay, now that our server is running, we can go ahead and refresh the tab and we will see here that the Leveled Mobs folder has been created. Here is all the settings and the configs that you might want to edit. So if we go ahead and direct connect to our server, we'll be able to test out the plugins we have just added. Now that I have loaded into my server, I can go ahead and test some commands. Here we can see I have the leveled mob commands and the luck poems commands, which shows us that our plugin's installed correctly. So if I go ahead and just type this leveled mobs command here, it will basically go ahead and tell us all of the other commands you can use with this plugin. And the same for luck poems. And that is all we have for you in this video. That is how you install plugins using our one-click plugin installer and external sites. We hope this video was enjoyable to watch and easy to follow, and I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!